Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex at HOGWORKZ, and today we're in the shop and we're going to show you how to install an amp in your saddlebag with our saddlebag liners. This works the same if you have aftermarket amps too. The bracket's the same as this here. This is OEM bracket. This is the OEM amp. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to install this in your saddlebag with a liner. So with your liner installed, you want to go ahead and place the bracket where it's going to be mounted at. And this here, you're going to have to push down on the bottom here a little bit, kind of snug it in there. What you want is this lip to be lower than the top of the saddlebag, this little mounting tab here. So now from this point, what you want to do, you want to make a mark right about here where this tab comes up, and then you want to make a mark down here at the bottom. Once we make our marks, we're going to make a slit in the liner on the top and the bottom. We'll take this out, and then we're gonna basically take the liner, peel it back. We're gonna slide the bottom through the slit, the top through the slit. So the back is still gonna mount to the inside of the bag. And what you're gonna end up with is just this portion and this portion sticking out from the liner to the inside of the bag. We'll be able to slide our amp in there and mount everything up. Okay, so once you got it where you want it, go ahead and make a mark on both sides at the top, right there, and then again down at the bottom. So once you have your marks made, you can go ahead and pull this out. So after you have made your marks, we can go ahead and pull the liner out of the saddlebag. So when you're taking the saddlebag liner out, I usually just remove one knob, kind of pull the liner back, put this back, the knob back in so it'll hold your bag on the bike. So I'll take that one out and then come back to this one, just kind of peel this back, put this one back in. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Bring it over to our table here. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a small straight edge and I'm gonna connect these dots in a straight line so I got a nice line to follow when I'm making my cut. Connect our dots here. Want to make sure that these slits are all the way across the bag on the top and on the bottom. So you can see you want the slit to go all the way along this flat area between these two stitchings. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing down here at the bottom. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a small piece of wood to put in between the liner and our table here. Do yourself a favor with your knife. If you got replaceable blades, make sure you put a new one on there. It's nice and sharp. It'll be a lot easier. You won't fray the material as much. So let me go grab a little piece of wood and we'll go ahead and make our cuts. So again, I'm just using this so we don't cut into our mat here. So we'll take it like this and we'll go ahead and cut it. All right, we got our slit cut in the bottom and in the top now. All right, so we have our top cut all the way across, the bottom's cut down there all the way across between the two stitchings. So once you have your slits made in your liner, you can go ahead and install your bracket through the liner. So it's gonna be done from the outside of the bag. So go ahead and stick this side in, get your tab in, your other side in, and then you come down to the bottom, tuck this up in here. And should look something like this. You may have sticky strips, double-sided sticky tape here that came with your bracket. We have some Velcro here, same thing. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna mount back to the bag, the actual saddlebag, the same way you had it before. Right now, what we're ready to do is go ahead and put this back in the saddlebag. I'm gonna take my strips here, Velcro strips. Again, you might have double-sided sticky tape here, just depends what kind of bracket you got. You can use the extra Velcro from your liner if your double-sided sticky is not sticking anymore. We haven't installed this bracket in these bags yet, so we don't have the Velcro on the inside of the bag yet. So we're ready to reinstall this. Go ahead and reinstall the liner. So you'll know that it's all the way in when this tab here is flush with the top of the saddlebag. Push this down a little more. And then what we want to do is, again, since we didn't install this previously, we'll want to pull off our sticky strips for our Velcro to hold the actual amped bracket to the bag. So once you have the liner all tidied up back in place, got your amp bracket mounted, you're down below the top of the saddlebag, we can go ahead and install the amp. The other area you may need to cut out of your liner is where your harness connects to. The easiest way to do that is going to be, if you already have an amp installed, you already have this connector, mounted on the inside of the bag, the easiest way to cut the hole in the liner is going to be to remove the bag, have the liner inside the bag, and then from the outside trace where that hole's at on the outside of the liner. Take the liner out and then cut that hole out, and then you'll be able to have access for your harness wire to go through. So on this bike, we're not actually going to cut the liner out for that because we don't have it's not on the bike. This is just a demonstration thing, and depending on what type of aftermarket amp you have, you may have a different type of plug. They may have given you a different template. So again, if the bike comes with the template, you can overlay this cutout template, which they would give you to cut the bag. You can overlay that onto your liner. If you don't have a template, but you already have a hole cut in the bag, put your liner in, trace it from the outside, cut your hole out, you'll be able to plug this right in. All right, so again, guys, we don't actually sell the audio amps and the audio equipment at this time, but we do sell the liners for your bags, and this is a great way to be able to keep your liner in your bag and also be able to run your aftermarket amps and radios.